We have a massive update to go over today as the New York Mets made a sneaky trade, and this is perfect for the team as the Mets make a low-risk, high-reward move moving forwards for the squad, and we also have an update on the free agency of Pete Alonso as well. You're going to want to make sure to stick around to the end of this video so you see all of this. There's a lot going on with the New York Mets right now. Free agency is underway. The offseason is underway, and there is a lot to discuss. And guys, make sure you don't miss a single update from Mets Digest. We got 74% of our viewers not subscribed right now. And guys, that's just not going to cut it right now, man, because this is the time. There's going to be a whole lot of Mets news coming out. We're going to be releasing videos more than once a day as well, keeping you updated on everything New York Mets all offseason long. So make sure you subscribe, but let's jump into the video. We're not here to talk about who's subscribed and who's not. Where's the fun in that? The fun is in the offseason, man. It is so fun making videos over the offseason because so many moves are made. You get to talk about the stuff that the team is doing that's going to help them build on last season. Obviously, a huge disappointment, and the Mets, they've wasted no time. Already going out there and making a very sneaky trade that nobody is currently talking about. And jumping right into it, we're not going to make you wait around for that trade. The Mets have announced that they acquired reliever Joey Gerber from the Rays for cash, according to a source. Now, Gerber, who's 28 years old, appeared in 2 games for Tampa Bay last season. And he spent most of the year at AAA, where he produced a 6.23 ERA, but did strike out 54 batters over 43 and a third innings. So, obviously, at the end of the day, Joey Gerber is not going to stun the world with his elite ERA. But at the same time, there is a lot of talk surrounding this Mets bullpen going into next season. Obviously, Edwin Diaz is a free agent, and that has been a big story, especially since he opted out of his deal. It's not surprising to see Diaz opting out of his deal. None of us should really be shocked by that. We know that the Mets, I saw the Yankees on the ticker below. We know that there's a lot of interest in Edwin Diaz, like the Yankees, for instance, but also other teams as well will show interest in Diaz, and the New York Mets are obviously trying to retain the best closer in baseball. However, they have other bullpen areas to build up as well. Their bullpen dealt with a lot of injuries, and when they tried to make some fixes, not all of them worked, like Ryan Helsley, a move that was just a complete misstep. It felt like a great idea, felt like a steal at the time. Obviously, things did not work out that way. But at the end of the day, it did feel like the right call back then. Now, there is a lot of differing opinions on acquiring Gerber here. I mean, look, as someone said, that's a weird way to spell Edwin Diaz as Reddit reacted. Someone saying I could fix her, kind of the joke of, oh, I could change it because obviously Gerber has not really shocked the world or shown everyone up yet. But then also people are out there trashing David Stearns, and surprisingly, dumpster diver David Stearns, bargain bin Stearns at it again, because this is what David Stearns does. This is David Stearns' MO. He goes out there and he brings in people that we haven't heard of at all as he tries to scrape the bottom of the barrel so often. Now, this isn't saying that Stearns and the Mets don't go after big-name guys. Of course they do. I mean, they got Juan Soto a year ago. They're going to be in play for Kyle Tucker. They're going to be in play for Cody Bellinger. They're going to be in play, and I think acquire Tarek Skubal. I've said this time and time again. This isn't bias. I truly do believe the New York Mets will be trading for Tarek Skubal over the next couple of weeks. If they don't, I fully imagine they will be acquiring Freddie Peralta instead. I also imagine that they will check in on the availability of Paul Skeens while they're at it. Not that I expect Paul Skeens to get traded. I don't, but I do think that they'll check in on the availability of Paul Skeens just, well, because why not? Now, Gerber obviously is not the world's most elite talent or most known player. He did appear in 2 games for the Rays and actually pitched nicely. He had a 2.08 ERA in that span. Had only 4.1 innings pitched in those 2 games. And again, played well. Got 4 strikeouts. So he got a strikeout per inning, was on track for that. Had a whip of 0.692. So again, obviously a tiny sample size. And the last time he was in the majors was with the Seattle Mariners all the way 5 years ago in 2020 when he was just 23 years old. But Gerber did show some potential, and the Mets are going to be taking a chance. Obviously, back in Seattle, his numbers were not as good, had a 4.02 ERA, but at the same time, we only have seen him pitch in exactly 20 innings over his MLB career thus far, where his career averages bounce out to a 3.60 in 19 games played. So 19 games played, 20 innings, 3.60 ERA, a whip of 1.050. For a guy that's played this little, the numbers are good, which excites me because at the end of the day, I want to see the Mets go out there and try to acquire as much talent as humanly possible for this team, because why not? I mean, as we see on a Reddit post here saying how likely is it that Gerber makes the opening day roster, a lot of fans do expect that he will end up in AAA, but will be a guy who does end up bouncing around, will definitely be there in spring training, and will likely bounce up to the Mets a couple times because, as we know, pitchers get injured, they miss a week or two, and then all of a sudden you throw someone up there who's a reliever of some sort. So I imagine we'll see that at some point pretty soon. But we're gonna navigate all of it. We'll obviously keep you updated on that. But also we do have an update on none other than Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is one of the biggest stories, if not the biggest, surrounding the New York Mets this offseason, as Alonso does hit free agency, and there is a lot of fears surrounding the possibility of Alonso walking off to a different team. Now, Alonso's coming off his best season in the MLB, having a .272 batting average with 38 home runs, an OPS of 871, an OPS plus of 144. The man has been excellent up to this point in his career. Now, obviously, the heart and soul of the Mets in a whole lot of ways. If there was anyone who's the captain of the team, it's really a dual sort of situation between Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso, but obviously we understand how important Pete Alonso is just as a heart of this team, and Alonso turned 30 or is about to turn 31 years old, and this is his chance at a big-time contract, at a longer-term deal, and there has been a whole lot of discussion about that, including discussions of his top landing spots, where Bleacher Report walk-off revealed that the Mets are second, but none other than the New York Yankees are first overall, landed or named as the best landing spot for Pete Alonso going forwards. Now, just diving into this, Kerry Miller did discuss this of Bleacher Report, saying the biggest question here isn't the roster fit or the willingness of the team to make the investment. It's whether Alonso would be willing to do this to Mets fans. It wouldn't be quite as much of a Benedict Arnold situation as if he signed with the Braves or the Phillies. However, with the exception, of Dwight Gooden going from the Mets in 1994 to the Yankees in 96, with a year off in between for a failed drug test, examples of key New York Mets free agents signing with New York have basically, or with the New York Yankees, have been basically non-existent. And Miller said, the Yankees do kind of owe the Mets one, though, for outbidding them on Juan Soto this past winter. And after a few years of hoping for the best and not getting a whole lot out of late career Anthony Rizzo and Paul Goldschmidt, the Yankees could be looking to make a long-term investment at first base for the first time since signing Mark Teixeira in 2009. Now, fun fact with the Yankees when they signed Teixeira, they actually ended up losing out the compensatory draft pick. That turned into none other than Mike Trout, which is just a fun story to talk about, but not the point of this video at all. It's not really that much about the Yankees outside of the fact that they're favored to be landing Pete Alonso over the Mets. Here's the thing. I don't think the Yankees are going to go out there and try to steal Pete Alonso from the Mets. Actually, I wouldn't be shocked. I actually do expect the Yankees to give him some sort of offer. There has been rumors that the Yankees do have interest in Pete Alonso. He fits the Yankee mold of hitting a lot of home runs and also just that being what he does. Obviously, again, Alonso's coming off the best contact year of his career. He was excellent on contact. I'm not saying he wasn't, but we know how the Yankees like to operate. They don't care about base running. They just want you to hit home runs, and they prefer if you're a good fielder. Alonso, really there to be an offensive talent. Again, the batting average going up is absolutely huge. It does add another dimension to his game on top of being one of the best home run hitters in baseball. He has been unbelievable when it comes to hitting home runs, and he's going to continue to be unbelievable hitting home runs because that's who Pete Alonso is. But at the same time, there is a lot of questions surrounding what the Yankees would be willing to pay for Alonso and how much the Mets would be willing to. And when we just look at Spotrac and the whole market situation right now, when we look at market value for everyone, unsurprisingly, Kyle Tucker is at the top with an average annual value. Yes, I'm leaning in so I can try to see it. An average annual value of $40 million before Framber Valdez is $33 million. Cody Bellinger around $30. Shota Imagna around $30 as well. We'll talk about him in a later video. And then Pete Alonso is ranked with the sixth highest market value of any player, sitting around that $29.5 million range. For Alonso, the question is, how long will a deal be for Alonso? What will the long-term situation look like? And that's something that we're going to have to look into. At the end of the day, do we really expect Alonso to sign with the Yankees? I don't think he would do that to Mets fans. I don't expect that to happen. But guys, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you like the trade they made? Do you think there's any chance Pete Alonso actually would go to the Yankees over the Mets? I don't see it happening, but I want you to let me know. Comment that down below in the comments down below, because that's where you comment things. Should I say comment some more times? Guys, have a wonderful day. I will catch you all later. Subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Do it now! Please?